Namaste, my dear friends, my dear gods and my dear masters. Today, in day 19, 21 ITP batch 9, we are going to look into one of the most important law, that is law of responsibility. This law states that, rather dictates, every action we take, we must bear its responsibility. This can also be called as the consequences of every action we take. Every action, we are accountable. When we take an action, we get certain results, our life changes. Whatever the results, only we must be bearing the responsibility and accountability for it. Every thought that we release, we are responsible. Every word that comes out of our mouth, we are responsible. Every deed or action we do, we are responsible. All put together, that is what is called collective reality. We must choose. The law encourages us to choose positive thoughts and positive actions and positive words. At any given point of time, you will have choice either to become a positive speaker or negative speaker or just be in the neutral stage. You always have choice. But which choice you are going to choose depends upon your overall reality. But law of responsibility clearly tells you, choose wisely. When we accept our roles in our life, we can bring changes. When you accept that everything that is happening in your life, only you are responsible, only then you can bring changes. If we blame anybody for any reason, it is against the law of responsibility. If you have any blames about anybody, in the thought level, word level, deed level, if we blame, then we are against the law of responsibility. If you want to personally grow and develop, start taking this responsibility of all the thoughts, words, and actions you do. There is a great saying, in order to change the world, first you must change within. This law, the law of responsibility, tells you that if you desire to change the world, first you must change. Famous Gandhiji's example of sugar. First he changed, then he advised the kid to change. When you change, then you speak, your words will become like a mantras. When we take a proper action, a good action, a positive action, we bring balance in our lives and others' lives. We must accept the responsibility for everything that is happening in our life, at home, at our work, at our business place, at our family, whatever is happening. If you take responsibility, then you can bring change. We all want changes, but we don't feel, or we don't accept the law of responsibility. We always poke fingers outside. We blame others. If you blame others, right or wrong, you will never be able to bring the change. And also, the law of responsibility says you are against me. What you sow, so you reap. Law of karma tells you that. Law of responsibility is closely related to that. Consciously be aware of every choice you make, because every possible outcome you are responsible. If we don't have control on our thoughts, words, deeds, when we don't have control over our own mind, something comes out, thought, word, or deed, and then you are responsible for it. The consequences, you are responsible for it. The external circumstances should not control you. You must have control and power on your own lives. If anybody blames because of certain people, because of certain situations, I don't have a choice, it means you are blaming others. You are not being accountable for your life. That is what law of responsibility tells us. When we accept responsibility, we get enormous power within to create our own reality, because the moment you take the complete responsibility, what is happening in your life, it comes to your shoulder. When it comes to your shoulder, you get the power to change. But if we blame, we are putting it into others' shoulder, then the change cannot be brought. The true power is within us. Meditation will make you understand, make you realize that the true power is within. We don't need to go and seek outside. We have to align ourselves, our words, our thoughts, our deeds, according to this. We can't control what is happening to us, but we can control how we respond. People either respond or react. We either respond or react. Respond is more of intellectual, reaction is more of emotional. Response always helps us. It's a win-win situation, but reaction won't help anybody. We must rise above all the challenges. When we take the responsibility, when something is not happening in office, when something is not happening in the house, when something is not happening in the business, when something is not happening in your own non-profit organization, when you feel that because of me and I am responsible, not to feel guilty, not to do a blame game, just to feel responsible. When you feel that responsibility, you take things to shoulder, you will change. You will have the power to change whatever and however you want it to be. It will shape your life. It will shape for the better future. If you take responsibility, if you accept responsibility, we forgive everybody. We heal in a very deeper levels. We move forward. We don't stop. Responsibility, the law of responsibility tells you, accept. Your ego may not allow you to accept. It is very easy to point others. When somebody is coming and troubling you in your life, there are two choices. Either you take the responsibility, I attracted him, or you can blame them. But when you take the responsibility, because of me, such person got attracted, because of me, because of my karma, because of my words or thoughts, I attracted this situation. If you take responsibility, you will have the power to change. I'll tell you a small story about a tailor. In a small village, There used to be a tailor called Ravi. He has 3 employees under him. His business was okay. A lot of customers used to come. He used to stitch and give. But whenever any customer comes back to complain, he always tells the quality of the cloth is bad. His employees' job, work, whatever they have done is not good. Or the customers were in a hurry, they did not give enough time. Or the quality of thread given by the supplier is bad. Or the weather is bad so that the cloth got shrink. Some reason he always points outside, never take responsibility on his shoulder. It's just a blame game. A wise sage looks at which shop and he found Ravi's shop. He gave some cloth for stitching. And he also observed Ravi for a few days that he always put the blame on others. And he came to Ravi and said, I'll give you a challenge. Can you do it? Ravi said, what was that? Tell me, I'll try to follow. I've seen you always blame others, the stitching quality, the weather, your employees, their clothes, thread, but you never take responsibility on you. Ravi laughed and said, what world are you living in? The sage said, for 1 month, whatever happens in your life, whatever happens, take the entire responsibility on your shoulder and see what changes happens. For Ravi, it is very different. It was very new. He said, okay, let me try. You are a wise man. Your words may bring fortune to me. Then the days started. Initial days was very difficult for Ravi because he was always trained to blame on external situation, threats, others. But slowly he started taking responsibility. Yeah, it's my mistake. Yeah, I should have seen. I should have been more careful. The moment he started speaking like this and taking responsibilities, he changed the entire process. He changed the vendors. He changed so many things in life. And the quality output, what he was giving to the customers increased. The sales increased. The employee satisfaction increased. Then after a month, his business quadrupled. Ravi then understood after a month, just by a small act, that is law of responsibility, the moment he started taking in, the whole life changed. And he could bring a lot of changes. You need not go out and announce, hey, everything I am responsible. But really, if you feel inside you, you take it on your shoulder, then you will start bringing the changes. One of the beautiful stories. If we want to bring change in our life, whatever it is, spiritual, material, finance, education, whatever it is, take the responsibility, then we'll get the power to change. Next 24 hours, sit and see what changes you want to bring in your life. And feel that responsibility. Take the responsibility. Do not poke your fingers outside. Do not blame. 41 days, take it as a challenge. Stop all the blame games. If you don't have guts to go and say, I am responsible, at least be quiet. But deep inside, feel responsible for everything that is happening in your life. it will bring a great change in you and your life. Try this. This always worked for me. And we will never look into outside. We will always look into inside. The more we are aware, the more changes we always can bring. All the best, and thank you, my dear friends.